This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
First flood alert issued in Tamil Nadu after Vaigai Dam nears its capacity. People on river banks advised to move. Look at this shocking state of the city. A milkman is electrocuted after stepping on a live wire on this inundated road. DMDK and AIADMK coming together for the trade union polls is an indication of a bigger picture emerging for the assembly elections. The PMK is not very happy with the DMK either. Ramadas says he is disappointed of the government's alleged failure in the caste-based census. Nalani is not the one to give up, files review petition to leave the jail early. Government has 2 weeks to respond. After an engine failure, this Maruti 800 goes up in flames. Fortunately, no one is injured in the accident. That is a 20-foot long dead whale washed ashore and brought to the Chennai port. A very good evening. You're watching the news tonight with me, Divya. Let's also bring you the national news making headlines. BJP debates whether to remove Yediyurappa at the cost of stability ahead of the local polls as he remains defiant. Chief Justice questions appointment of PG Thomas as CVC says past corruption charges could impact his actions. Deadlock in Parliament over the 2G issue continues. Pranab's all-party meeting ends without compromise. Subramanian Swamy says the Prime Minister is not guilty in the 2G scam. He says Manmohan Singh was badly advised. Environmental clearance for the Navi Mumbai airport is given with 32 conditions. Somdev Dev Varman and Sanam Singh give India their 6th goal. Somdev is in the singles final as well. Well, a flood alert has been sounded in Madurai districts with heavy rainfall lashing the state. The water levels in the reservoir of Tamil Nadu's Vaigai Dam is nearing dangerous levels. With storage nearing its maximum capacity and water levels closing in on the maximum height of 71 feet, the dam is likely to release excess water. An advisory has been issued cautioning people on the banks of the river to move to safer areas. Now, this comes on the back of the low pressure system over the Bay of Bengal, resulting in light to heavy showers across the state since the onset of the monsoons from the 1st of November. The Met Department is predicting more showers in the next few days. Now, this, however, is the first warning of the season. And my colleague Krishnamurthy joined us with more details.
Vaigai Dam in Theni district has reached its full capacity, almost reached its full capacity. Now the dam, people lying in the row areas have been advised to move to safer areas. A first level flood alert has been issued. Now we see that this is the second consecutive time in last year also. The dam reached almost at full capacity. In fact, the water levels have reached almost 66.71 feet of the total feet of 71 feet. So that's almost an alarming situation, and that's why a first level flood alert has been issued. Now, it depends as to how much water will probably flow in, and based on that, the dam authority will probably take a decision on whether to allow more water to release or not. But then people lying in the lower areas have been advised to move out and then move to the safer areas. And even authorities are trying to ensure that all people have been evacuated, and all safety measures have been put in place.
Meanwhile, in the city, the monsoon rains have created absolute havoc. The water-clogged roads have claimed 1 life today. A milkman was electrocuted in Velicheri this morning, and sources say the heavy rains had cut a live wire that fell into a pool of water, where unfortunately this milkman stepped into. His body now has been taken to the government hospital. The residents of Velicheri have been protesting since morning, but no one has taken responsibility of this fatal incident as yet. Well, the rains have left a trail of mess as well. The northeast monsoon is expected to have a lasting impact across Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Heavy rains are expected to last for the next 48 hours. And my colleague Chandy Thomas brings us a ground zero report of the mess the monsoon has left.
I am at the Parangusapuram area in Kodambakkam, which has a lot of residential flats, houses right here. Now, this is one of the streets which have been badly inundated because of the rains that lashed this morning. Now, you can see that there's a lot of water that's been inundated and it's logged, and there are no corporation officials here to clear up all this water that has been logged. It's stretching up right to the other end of the street. And if we can come closer to this particular side of the road, you can see that there's a lot of water that's also going into the flats, into the residences itself of these houses. They are somehow trying to clear out the water themselves because there just aren't any corporation officials who are trying to make any measure to get these waters cleared. So clearly a lot of problems for the residents at this particular area right here.
Well, NDTV Hindu has been bringing you the reports of extensive damage being caused due to these rains. Take a look at these visuals sent in by a viewer Pavitra from Kodambakkam. These photos were taken after half an hour of consistent rains this morning. The viewer says that this has been their plight for years together, and this year it has become worse because of the construction of the Rangarajapuram bridge. Well, you viewers can mail in pictures near your locality to feedback at ndtv-hindu.com. And to some political news now. Well, could this be a foretaste of things to come? The DMDK trade union's offer of support to the AIADMK union for this week's transport workers' elections, observers believe could be a prelude to the coming together of the two parties in the 2011 assembly elections. Peer Mohammed finds out the story behind this move by the captain's party.
They have a common enemy, the DMK, and as a first baby step, the trade unions of the DMDK and the AIADMK seem to be breaking bread together. The platform? The 1.26 lakh strong government transport corporations across Tamil Nadu. Of the dozen-odd trade unions, those of the DMK, AIADMK and the CPM form the front line. Interestingly, this fight to represent the aspirations of public transport workers is being held after 12 years. Will the DMDK's olive branch to the AIADMK be a harbinger of a 2011 assembly poll tie-up in the state?
There is a feeling from among the rank and file of both ADMK and DMDK that they have to come together in case to meet the DMK's strength in the ensuing assembly elections.
The DMDK's vote share of over 10% could tilt the balance in the bitter battle between the two arch rivals. The Raja saga has pushed the DMK onto the back foot. The party is trying hard to cling on to the Congress, with the DMDK going on record to say that it will do all that it can to defeat the DMK. An alliance with Amma seems one of Captain's options.
என்ன பண்ணிடுவார் என்ன இவர் என்ன எம்ஜிஆர் மாதிரி 10-13 வருஷம் இருந்தவரா 5 வருஷம் ஆட்சி மாறிக்கிட்டு இருக்கு அதே மாதிரி இந்த வருஷம் மாறுதா இல்லையான்னு பாருங்க.
In this fluid political scenario, will this newborn homie last for the next 6 months? And for the polls, perhaps Captain doesn't want to miss the bus. In Chennai, with Peer Mohammed, Chandy Thomas for NDTV Hindu.
Well, another political party is not too happy with the ruling government either. The PMK chief Ramadas has now said that he is disappointed with the chief minister's inaction in implementing the caste-based census in Tamil Nadu. In a statement, Ramadas said that he and several other leaders were disappointed that the government has not yet carried out the caste-based census suggested by the Supreme Court and says he doesn't know what's stopping them. Well, after Raja, it is now Yediyurappa who's playing the protagonist in another high-power resignation drama. More on that in just a bit.